Hello everybody, this is Insane. You're watching Knives, Hearts, Rainbows Gaming. I am trying a new game called Flight Risk. I think the game's been out for a long time. I just randomly found this in Steam when I did a search for Flight and started just, scrolling through the list of games that were there. And it looked interesting, kind of tossed back to, old PCs, from the 80s and 90s. The whole green screen monochrome kind of thing going on here, with white added on top. But I guess, air traffic control in a way, and you're trying to help your pilots as they're coming into land, and you're supposed to send them codes, I think, in order to get them to land properly. So we're gonna give it a shot. Um, the keys are very odd. It's The arrow keys kind of move you around in the view, whereas once you're interacting with a PC or something, you have to use WSAD and spacebar to choose. So there's no controller with this; it's all keyboard related. Doesn't look like there's any mouse relationship in this game either. So, all right, here we go. See right there, there's the layout. So you got the WSAD, you got the arrow keys, and you got the spacebar. Okay, so you got these two screens. You got the incoming there. You got the live scan. You can see the airplane moving there, and then you got this manual off to the side. Which the thing on the left, you just ignore it. But the thing on the right, it looks like here this is where your communications are. So you send them these codes in order to get them to land. So based on what they're doing, oops, sorry. So for instance, if they're having turbulence, you have to tell them slow down, or drop your speed if they're going too fast, and close the flaps and the landing gear disengage. So, all right, so we're gonna look over here. This guy's got low visibility, so low vision. He needs to drop his speed. So to drop the speed, we gotta tell this dude C1. All right, so I think we come over here, and I gotta send. Oops, I gotta send the code C1. C1, and then I need to tell him, what was the other thing? Nope, still learning these keys. Open your flap and engage your radar. So open flaps. Yep, he's dead. Never mind. Okay. So I got the first one out. This is like the first time I'm playing it. I did fire it up a little earlier just to try and get used to things, but it was a horrible disaster because I couldn't get my head around the WSAD versus the arrow keys. As you can see, I'm still kind of struggling with that. But here we go. We're gonna give it another shot. So escape and not quit. Restart. All right, so we got this guy coming in. It says B3 incoming, but I think we just ignore that. I think that's just his code designation. They should have said like BB3 or AB3 or something. Something that didn't match these things over here. Alright, so right now his conditions are right. There's no issue. And I'm just waiting to see what's going on here. So, alright, low visibility. Alright, so we know for that. What was it? We need. Man, this is annoying me. Alright. Drop your speed, open your flaps. Yep. Come on. Alright, so C1. Not sure why it's not letting me. Something's weird with the way this works. It's not letting me interact with it. Again. Yeah, this wasn't letting me interact with it. WSAD, nothing. Arrow key up just moves to the center screen, left moves to the leftmost screen, right will move to the rightmost screen, and back just pulls you away. There seems to be a glitch in the game, maybe, because it's not allowing me to actually interact with this screen anymore. Unless I have to wait for it to say low visibility. Alright, so I know I gotta send this dude. E1? No? None of those things are doing anything? Alright. We're gonna quit the game. I'll try this again. Oh. Back. Dirt. Alright, come over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and... Oh. Alright, so let's see what happens with him. And then I'll figure out, okay. Almost everything is drop your speed, so C1. Alright, and then toggle your flaps. Oh, I guess you need to ask him a question first. Are your flaps open? What's your speed? Okay, so I gotta question him first. Turbulent. Alright, what's your speed? Nope. Alright, the D1. Nope. Ah. Blast them all. Didn't respond to anything. Wait. A2. Okay, so he was responding. Alright, so A2 were no responses. Alright, so maybe I need to start questioning before he gets there. So that I have like that baseline of what's going on. And then I can start telling him what to change. Alright, so what? Only because that was frustrating with not being able to communicate. It seems like it's better to back out of the game. Or yeah, back out and then just start fresh. Alright. Here we go. So we're just gonna hit him up immediately. Alright, so he's doing 40. Alright, so he's doing 40, and he answered no to everything else. Alright, he's got turbulence going on. So I need to tell him to drop his speed. And to drop your speed, I gotta tell him C1. So... A4. Confirmed. asked him. Okay, so I see where I messed up. Because I asked him if his flaps were okay. So everything in the asking down at the bottom questions, they're all, are they open or are they on? So they're all in the positive. And he responded, no, my flaps aren't open. No, my radar is not on. So my response should have been, with turbulence. Okay, he said his flaps were not open, so that was correct. Landing gear was disengaged. He said no to everything. I said, was your landing gear on? Well, then that seems like it should have been right, because I told him to lower his speed. He was doing 40, so he had to drop his speed. And then flaps were closed. And his landing gear was disengaged. So I guess I needed to keep questioning him about his speed, maybe? Let's see. You know, I go over here. Because he gave me the confirmation that he was going to change his speed. Or maybe because I hit him up with all that at one time. Alright, so let's try that again. Alright, so we're gonna... Alright, try it again. So I need to focus on just the speed, I think, at this point. So I'm gonna ask him right out of the gate, what's your speed? Alright, let's get that where it needs to be. Alright, so what's your speed? You're doing 42. I'm gonna put that on that. Pretty much everything he's encountering. Man, I hate that. Everything he's encountering. Pressure drop. Alright, so speed above 52. So I gotta tell him to raise his speed and open his flaps. So C2. Eh. Man, this is tough. Bouncing back and forth. A2. Okay, so I asked him, were your flaps open? He said no. And okay, so his flaps had to be open. So I was one step closer because I told him to raise his speed, and I told him to turn or open his flaps. Unless I'm misinterpreting this, you know, unless low pressure is the flaps are open and I gotta tell him to close, and I gotta tell him to lower his speed because he's going too fast. But I don't think that's it. I think I'm telling him you gotta go faster and you gotta do your flaps. All right, so there we go. Try this again. All right, so again, immediately I'm gonna ask him. Oh, here we go with that bullshit again. All right, down, quit the game, start the game. Come on now. It's just a matter of, you know, brain communication here. Alright, so. Right out of the gate. That one. How fast are you going? He's going 41 miles an hour. Alright. Lower your speed, raise your speed. I have a feeling this is going to come down to me memorizing this crap. Alright, so lower your speed or raise your speed. But I need to find out what's going on with a burst storm warning. Storm. Alright, raise your speed. And open your flaps. No, not that. Oh, PM3. He's gonna crash. Okay, so the frustrating thing about this game is the back and forth and trying to train your brain into the movements. Because again, the left, right, forward, and back arrow keys are what move you around. It's not what moves you around when you're looking at the screen or when you're looking at the forms. That's the WSAD keys on those in order to move around, and the spacebar chooses what you're doing. So this is, what was it, hand-eye coordination to its max. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and get a little bit of practice on this. Otherwise, this is just gonna be like frustrating for everybody to watch, and then I'll come back to playing this game to kind of show you how it's going. But yeah, for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and quit. This video is already almost up to 20 minutes, so if you're interested in this, keep watching. Give me thumbs up. Let me know that you want to see more of this. Thumbs down if you don't care about this game. I'll move on to something else. But I mean, I want to try and get better at the game because I just bought the game. Obviously, I don't want to just throw money down the toilet. But yeah. So I see potential in this game. Once I memorize the codes of what I need to do. It does give you that sense of being back in the 80s. When the mouse wasn't really part of anything and everything was, essentially, code based in like DOS or something. Yeah, this is just weird. So, anyway, I'm Zenseng. You've been watching Knives, Hearts, Rainbows Gaming, playing Flight Risk. And, regardless of the thumbs up or thumbs down, I'm going to play a couple more of these just to see, if I'm going to continue with it or not. So yeah, let me know. Throw a comment in there. Even if you want to see me play a different game, toss a comment in and give me a recommendation for a different game you're interested in. And money being an aspect, of course. I'll either get it right away or hold off, save some money, grab a game. But we'll see. All right, y'all. Later. Goodbye.